what made you guys think that this would be a great business model to have a thrift store
Hmm.
on a bus?
Because the time is now. That's how we said the time is now. We, my partner and I, we have always been into thrifting. We were into thrifting. I'd say maybe like I've been into thrifting for 5 years. That's how I made my income.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people don't know, but there's people who thrift for a living. Like we buy clothing and we resell. Like that's our only income.
Hmm.
And I don't know, people sell things on eBay, on Poshmark, but that's what we do. So my partner's always been into that, and we, I wanted to get a store, and this is pre-pandemic. I was looking into getting stores, and then when the pandemic happened, it was like, okay, well, no one's really going outside anymore. Like, is that the best thing to do right now? We
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm.
So, still, I was still looking for stores. I was shopping around thinking maybe stores are cheaper right now. We'll get over this.
Right, right.
As I'm looking at stores, I'm meeting with owners and they're telling me like, okay, in order to get this store, you gotta put down like 6 months of rent. We're talking like $20,000. Then they want to see like, oh, you have to have like a bulk savings in your account. I'm just like, I don't have that much. I have startup cash and I have a dream, and like let me get a store.
Right. What
And
was starter cash though?
startup cash to me was a little like $9,000 that I had
Okay,
saved
go
up.
ahead, go ahead.
And I'm just like, who wants to? Who thinks they can get a store with $9,000?
Hey, you'd be
But
surprised how many people start with less and make it happen.
but that's what I believe in that because
Right.
I've had businesses before where I took $100 and turned it into more. So I just know like just give me a store, give it to me for a month. I could put down the first month's rent. I can get inventory. I know. I just believed in myself that much that I knew
Right,
by
right,
next month it would
right.
get done. But back to the question, what made us want to do it now? So I couldn't find a store on my own. So that's when I ran into my friend in Missouri in a thrift store one day. And I was so shy to ask. I remember I was like, oh my God, I want to ask this guy, would he open a store with me? If I'm just so scared to be like turned down, he'd be like, no.
Hmm.
And I mentioned it to him. I said, Missouri. He was like, yes. And I'm like, do you want to open a store with me? And he was just like, I would do that. He was like, look for a store and let's do it.
Okay. What was Missouri doing at that time?
I think Missouri had a job. He was also doing thrifting. He loves to thrift. Like it's just an obsession of ours. Even if we
Okay.
have a 9 to 5, we're still gonna thrift to resell because that's what we love to do.
Okay.
And I continued looking for stores. Still couldn't find anything. And then I remember watching a video on YouTube one day. I saw a woman turn a bus into a home. And when I was like, she had AC, she had a refrigerator. It was like solar powered. I was like, yeah, this is genius. Like, a home, like you can clearly put a store on this.
Right, right, right.
So I started to look up like see if they would even exist, like mobile boutiques. And I would find some like all the way like in Texas. People had them, but they were more like trailers that you can just like box trailers that they
Right.
just turn into with regular racks inside.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I want like a full out store. And I came to Missouri. I was like, yo, we gotta get a bus. And then that's when Missouri, he's the one that actually went on the hunt for a bus.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest. On the time he was on a hunt for a bus, I was losing steam. I was like kind of like, we're never gonna find this. This is not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like drifting away from the idea of doing the mobile boutique.
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes to me. He's like, I found our store. And he found it, and he kept on bugging me. Let's go see it. Let's go see it. And at the time, I'm like, I kind of changed the idea of what I want to do right now. I'm kind of going to probably go into like personal self branding and
Mm-hmm.
lose my little money to do that. And he's like, come see it, come see it. And I saw it, and it was like perfect. It was a perfect size. It was just like had lighting inside, and it was just like that was it.
Was it solar powered as well?
No, no,
Okay.
it's not solar power. We're working on that. We're gonna make it solar power.
Okay.
Right.
That's to me. That's like I said before. It's ingenious because I think that model alone. I don't think nobody. I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess my question is, did you guys have to get a permit? Like, before that, what was the location? What? How did you guys decide on the location? Was it because
Okay.
of the foot traffic? Like, what was it?
It was the foot traffic.
Okay.
It was the foot traffic. Like, so this particular area in Bushwick, I don't know if people are familiar with Bushwick, Brooklyn, but to me, that is one of the most like trendiest parts of Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're in Bushwick, you know you're in Bushwick, and it's based on the dressing. And I found out about that area because there was a couple of thrift stores that I used to sell clothing back to. So I would buy clothing and I would sell it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm walking around, I'm like, why is there so many people like walking around on foot out here? Like, this is really a popular area. Bringing back to this is how I knew this was the area to do it in. Last summer, after having all like the clothing that I had from on my online sales, I had like a whole bunch of clothing left over.
Mm-hmm.
Last summer, after the pandemic, I was in Manhattan, 14th Street, and I saw people selling clothes outside with racks on 14th Street. I'm talking about in front of Zara, in front of Sephora, and
Really?
police standing next to them. And I was just like, is this legal? Like, can you do this? Can you sell clothes outside? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, well, I have so much good stuff. Like, what if I bought it outside? I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I did it, and I did it in Bushwick, and I did it like in one of the most hottest summer days ever. I remember I was planning to do it on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That Saturday coming, I got nervous because I was like, I'm not selling clothes on the street. I got like, you get nervous, like you're like, how is this gonna play out? But it was a good thing that happened because the next day it was a Sunday, and I got up that morning, so I'm gonna do it today. I grabbed my boyfriend's car at the time and I loaded it with like 200 pieces of clothing,
Mm-hmm.
shoes, pocketbooks. And when I popped up on that Sunday, I didn't realize that was the perfect day to start because that was Pride Day. I did not realize that was one of the most biggest days in that neighborhood was Pride Day. It was like the streets were it was like an open block party. It was people everywhere.
So you had the market right there.
And then the thing about it is, it's Pride Day, so it's like everyone wants to wear like glittery clothing and colorful stuff, and I had all of that.